Grouping. I think grouping is pretty straightforward. So grouping draws the viewer's attention to a cluster of shapes, objects, or subjects. And you may create an artwork that focuses on a single group, or you may choose to lead the viewer through several groupings within the same piece, which kind of reminds me of what we were talking about earlier with repetition and patterns. Positive and negative space. So when we say positive space, we mean the space that the subject of an artwork takes up. And negative space is all around that, and it makes its presence known by not being occupied by anything else besides itself or a background. As artists, we tend to focus on the objects taking up our space, the positive space, yet the negative space around an object can be just as important to the piece of art as the object itself. Using positive and negative space together can really create a feeling of harmony, like a yin and a yang. You may also use negative space to tell an alternative story within your artwork's narrative. Contrast. Think of contrast as a mirrored sliding scale of opposites. So further the way the points move apart from each other would mean the higher the contrast. The closer the points are to each other would mean lower contrast. In art, we often think of contrast in value, such as lightness and darkness, or we might think of colors like complementary colors, which are opposite on the color wheel. We might think of contrast in shape, like a circle versus a triangle or something. Yet anything that is opposite can be a great way to create an engaging composition. So for instance, you might have a stormy sky versus a clear sky. Opposites in ideas such as good versus evil, maybe opposites in hierarchy such as rich versus poor, opposites in personalities such as dominant subjects versus passive subjects. So when you develop contrast within your piece, it creates energy and movement and tension, and it can help you evolve the storylines within your artwork.